V'hinei li yoski lo simcha zu moin sof baruch hu b'nefesh adam. Now, in order to have this revelation of the happiness from the infinite light may be blessed in the soul of a person who are the Aaron. It's through the concept of Aaron, Shu Muhammad Kasaneros, who lights the candles, that we said that this happiness, this joy, this revelation of Yisod Atik is the concept of the candles. And so Aaron lights the candles, Dios Bechinas Ora V'Simcha, in order to have this tremendous joy in Atzmos and light. Hagar, and the Tzemach Tzedek adds, Ki Aaron Aleph Har Nun, that Aaron is made up of the letters Aleph and the mountain, and Nun Pirush Aleph Bechinas Pela Alufo Shalom. That the Aleph refers to the concept of wonder, the ruler of the world, meaning Keser Misham Nimshach Har, and from there you have the concept of the mountain Chesed Ve'Av Rabba, which is kindness and great love, which is the opposite of the concept of a divisor of a division, of someone who argues and fights against the ruler, against the kesef. So this is Ein Abarabos Bereshis Parsha Yud Ches Aval Aaron Ohev Shalom V'Rodev Shalom, but Aaron is the concept of loving peace and running after peace. He connects the master of the world to the world. This is a revelation of Kesser in general. Aaron and in general is Avrabba, not just the Chesed of Zah, but the Chesed of Varich. And this great love, the revelation of Alufu Shalom is drawn down, and that's the concept of the long nun that brings it down. It's drawing it downwards. Now, what's this concept of that the Lashon the Mamar uses is light and happiness? We can say Chachma Bina, that this refers to the levels of Chachma and Bina, of wisdom and understanding. Like the difference between Shabbos and Yom Tov, that the concept of Yom Tov is that they are times for joy. They call happiness. They call holiness. They call the Kodesh. They draw it down. Bina, and like it's brought by Sukkot, it says you shall gather water with joy. The water, that's the level of Chachma. With joy, B'sason, that's the concept of Bina, that you're drawing down from Chachma to Bina. We needs to look into what our sages said, the end of Gemara Tainis Lo Hakol, or of Lo Hakol Simcha, that not everybody gets this light, not everybody gets the joy. Tzadikim Lo Orav Yesharim, Dadifi Min Tzadikim Lo Simcha, that the righteous, they get the light, and the straightforward Yesharim, they're greater than Tzadikim, so they get the Simcha. So this implies that the Simcha is higher than the light, and that you go higher than Tzadikim, and you get to the Simcha, that the Tzadikim only get the Or. Miyu Yeshlomar, Ora Lashon Nekeva, we can say over here what's going on, specifically with Ora. That Ora is a feminine concept, Malchus. And that's the concept of Malchus, the kingship, the Simcha, Bina, and the Simcha still is Bina, the concept of the higher feminine aspect, Vimkein, Bechinas Ora Zeu Yichud Zon. If so, the concept of light is when you have a revelation into Malchus, the light into Malchus, the feminine aspect, you have it uniting the Zah and Nukva, Simcha, Yichud, Abba, Ve'ima. And then the rejoicing, so that's the higher level, that's the uniting, the wisdom and understanding, the concept of the parts of Abba and Ima. V'chein mashma b'zohar b'mikdash melech parsha daf d'or zeu hamenorah Malchus, and so too it's implied in Mikdash Melech in the Zohar that the concept of Ora, the light, that's the Malchus, that's Menorah, V'simcha zehu ketoras, and happiness. So that refers not to the Menorah, that refers to the concept of the ketoras, of the incense altar, Shubina, which is the concept of Bina. V'zeus shemenu ketoras yismach lev, and that's why it says that oil and Ketores will rejoice the heart. That the Ketores is the concept of rejoicing, of simcha. So if that's the concept, then Aaron, who draws down this concept of light and happiness, so that's drawing down from the supernal Shechina to the lower Shechina, to the Malchus. So you have the higher Shechina, the concept of Bina, and the lower Shechina, the concept of Malchus, and Aaron draws down from one to the other. Aaron who Mishiva Roim. Why? Because Aaron, back to the Mamar, because Aaron is of the 7 shepherds, that their concept is that they draw down and give sustenance to the general souls of Israel, from above, from the infinite light may be blessed, and it's Aaron's job that he gives the sustenance and draws down to the souls of Israel this concept of light and rejoicing. And in this drawing down, you have 2 concepts. He will set up the candles, and he will lift up the candles, like we brought before. There's a concept of from below to above, and above to below, the Torah and mitzvahs. So what does it mean to set it up? That it should be arranged and guarded in the heart. V'nefesh ha'adam, in the soul of a man, b'zochro al Hashem Elokav amchu sadas, when he remembers Hashem, that Hashem is his, in the depth of his knowledge, from the depths of the heart, b'gias ha'nefesh, when he struggles very hard, b'hisbonenus b'gdulas Hashem, contemplating the greatness of Hashem, kasher tuchal nafsho se'es, to the point where his soul can handle, can carry. Agav, Ein Zohar Chelik Gimel, Dafir Shtal Rabban Beis. Now the Tzemach Tzedek brings their Gav from the Zohar Chelik Gimel. B'Peresh HaPasuk Boker Roch Lecha, and in the morning I will arrange it to you. Yain Sham U'Biyorei Zohar Sham Ad Kanaga. That's a concept of in the morning I will arrange this his bonus. On the explains that pasuk corresponding with this concept as well from the Zohar and the Biyorei Zohar Ad Kanaga. That's the end of the Tzemach Tzedek Sagah here. Back to the Mamar, Bahalos, and what does it mean? So that's the concept of Yaruch, the avodah of his bonus. Now, the next concept is in Halos, is elevating the candles. He hamshachos asimcha bam lamayla halos is a nefesh. So that's elevating the soul. That's drawing down the happiness, the rejoicing that comes from above to elevate the soul. Lukasha belukim chayim, and you tie it to the living Hashem, who Chayim Baruch Hu, which is the life of all life, Mekor HaChaim, Mekor HaTenugim, the source of life and the source of pleasures, Shalamayla Mayla Mishtal Shalos, which is much higher than the gradation of the order of the world. Shalamayla Mechdesh Duchal Nafsho says higher than the soul can handle and carry. So that before it was this bonus, Yaruch is setting it up in the soul with his bonus. Akasha Tuchal Nafsho says, as much as your soul can handle. And here we're talking about a rejoicing that comes from above. Higher than your soul can handle. And this is the concept of loving with all your might, the 3rd level that's revealed in Kriyat Shema, that's higher than the soul can handle. Hagar, and the Tzemach Tzedek brings the Hagar, and that's why it says to lift it up and go upwards. He's answering a question he brought in the beginning of the Mamar, and it doesn't say to light. I know that as you draw, that you're elevating beyond the order of creation. And like it says in another place on the verse, and now you should lift up your staff, that in that Mamar it talks about rejoicing in a good heart, because there's 3 concepts. There's thought, speech, and action. These garments correspond also with the 3 levels of the soul of nefesh, ruach, neshama. And these also correspond with the 3 worlds of Bria, Yitzir, and Asiyachin, Bechinas B'chol, Me'odecha, Re'usa, Deliba, Zeolamai, Megimel, Bechinas, Anal. Therefore, this concept of the desire of the heart is higher than these 3 levels. the Hainu B'chinas Yichid, the Chaya. So those are the not beyond the Nefesh Ruach Neshama of B'riyat Tzir Nasiya, namely the levels of the soul of Yechida and Chaya, Hainu Lamayla Mishtalshlos. That's the higher than the order of gradation of the worlds in general. V'zeu Inyan Alahalos, and that's the concept of elevating the souls to the Chaya and Yechida beyond the order of creation. And the concept that when Aaron lifts the candles, and how do you draw down? How do you bring upwards? That's through Aaron, who's netzach of Abba. Aaron osios nira. So Aaron and Moshe in general are netzach and hod. So Aaron is netzach of Abba. Moshe is yisod of Abba. So Aaron is the same letters as the word nira, to see shemamshich b'chinas re'iyah ayin ba'ayin nirat Hashem, that he draws down the concept of seeing eye to eye. We will see with you, like the pasuk says. And through this you'll get the concept of this light and this rejoicing, like he brought before, that you'll have the yichud of Zun and the yichud of Abba ve'ima, a concept of revelation, of light and light, and rejoicing that Aaron brings down in order to elevate beyond the order of creation. Back to the Mamar. So how does one reach then this concept of fulfilling the Kriya Shema with all one's might beyond the order of creation upwards? Lahalos tiknu psuke de zimra lefanea. First, you have to say the psuke de zimra in order to get there. The hiyos muskel begronam, to have the praises of Hashem in your throat. V'cherev pipios biadam, and to have the sword, a double-edged sword in your hand. Kishas slosa shas krava, because the hour of prayer is the hour of a battle. That's to prepare one's soul, the soul of man. Chila, first lahag bir koach nafshu alamonim akvim bayis mechutz, to overcome in one's soul all the things that are stopping you from reaching it from inside and out. V'zeu me'erevat boker, and this is why it says from evening until morning. That first you have darkness, and then you have light. That it shines this light and rejoicing, little by little from the darkness. That first your soul is dark, and then you light it up little by little through the psuke, the zimra from me'aravat boker, until your soul goes upwards. And this is the concept of Aaron, elevating your soul till you reach b'chol me'odecha. Hagar, Tzemach Tzedek brings a Hagar. V'yesh gamkin b'chinas gimel be'tivos aniros. Now there's a third concept beyond v'yaroch and v'halos. There's a concept of behetivo, when he does good to the candles, it makes them proper. Saneros ki v'halos zeu hala milamat lamayla, because elevating. That's elevating beyond creation from below to above. Al derech yismach Yisrael be'osav, similar to the concept of how Yisrael will rejoice in their Maker, simchut tzadikim be'avaya, and that the righteous should rejoice from below to above in Hashem, b'chinas be'tivo, by this concept of making good the candles. Zeu amshach milamayla. This is drawing from above to below. Al derech amrut tzadiki tov, like the concept of say to tzaddik that he is good. Tam ki tov Hashem, that you should taste and see that Hashem is good from above. Fu b'chinas yismach Hashem b'maisav, and that's also a concept of simcha and rejoicing, but from Hashem to His creations, to His actions. Shu b'giloy simcha melamayla melamata, which is a concept of revealing the joy from above to below. V'zeu nikra be'itivos aneros, and this is the concept of Him making good the candles, setting up the candles properly, lighting them properly, and that's from from above to below. Shnimshach b'haner, that's drawn into the candle. Shia neshama, which is the soul. Mebechinas giloy simchas Hashem, revelation of Hashem's joy from above. Like it's brought in another place explaining what does it mean, the time of our rejoicing. So the simcha seinu implies a plurality. You have two concepts of joy. Then so the concept of Zman Simcha Seinu, the time of our Simchas, to unite these two concepts of joy from above to below and from above to below. Vahalos and Behetivo. Now these three concepts in the candles, to set them up, to lift them up, and to make them good. You have in the two concepts of candle, because you have these two concepts of candle, that the neshama is also called a candle, like it says that the candle of Hashem is the soul of man, the soul of Adam, but the mitzvah is also called a candle, because of kiner mitzvah, that the candle is a mitzvah. And each one of these candles, there's a way to set it up in Yaruch and Halahalos and Beitivo, and in all two of these candles, you have these three levels: Manashama, Yaruch, Zeu, Kanal. So in the first candle, which is the neshama, you have the concept of setting up you have the concept of setting up the candles. And this is like we said, that the neshama has to contemplate b'mocho in his mind, like it's brought in the book of Fear of Hashem, that written by Rabbeinu Yonah, that he explains that you should set up, arrange the thoughts in your mind. And the contemplate uvahal, so that's in the first candle, the yarach vahalos, and now to elevate zeu kishinim shach giloy simcha b'leiv. That's when you reveal, you draw down the rejoicing into the heart. Lihiyos sameach libo be'Hashem be'bichinas b'simcha b'tuv levav kanal. To have your heart rejoice in Hashem with a rejoicing and a good heart. And also, like it says in another place, to rejoice in rejoicing and with the goodness of heart. The Perish Tuv Levav. What does it mean? A goodness of heart. That's the hidden love inside of the heart. Haratzon v'atshukal Hashem. The wanting and desire for Hashem. And when this desire is fulfilled, then you have the rejoicing. So to here, the first level, you have this is setting up of Aaron. That's the orders of the heart. To awaken this desire in the heart through contemplation, by contemplating how there's no comparison to Hashem. May be blessed, like it says, your wonders and your thoughts are to us, but there's nothing in comparison to you. So what is this? Wonders and thoughts. So the wonders are the lights, and the thoughts are the vessels. So that's the 10 spheres, the lights and the vessels. So, but the end of the pasuk is that, but it's not, nothing is comparable to you, because even the highest level, the highest sphere of Chachma is like a physical action in comparison to him. May be blessed. When you contemplate about this, you'll come to a desire of the heart. Recalls and all this is the concept of from below to above, and the concept of Yaruch and Vahalos. So the concept of Yaruch and Vahalos are joined together, they're connected. But then in order to reach B'chol Meodecha, because but so you have this concept of to make good the candles, but that's a drawing down of rejoicing from above to below. So those are the three concepts of within the soul of that the first candle, which is Ner Hashem Nishmas Adam. But you also have the concept in the candle of a mitzvah. These three ideas: Yisharuch, Uvahalos. You have the setting up and lifting Bibichinas Hala from below to above. These two concepts of Yaruch, Uvahalos are both from below to above. Kibi mitzvah, Yishmi Machshava, Dibra Ma'isa Machshava. It's because when you do a mitzvah, you have thought, speech, and action. So the thought is that when you do a mitzvah, you have to have the proper intention. Since the speech is the blessing of the mitzvah, and the third garment is when you actually do the mitzvah, and that's setting it up. Those are setting up the candles of the mitzvahs, and so when you actually do the mitzvah and lift it up, that's when you have rejoicing in the mitzvah with a good heart. And the third concept of the candles is making them good with the mitzvahs. So because on Shabbos we request that we say you should sanctify us with the mitzvahs, we requesting it for that it should come from above. And we know the request. The question about this is that also during the week we say you have sanctified us with your mitzvahs. That you've already sanctified us. So if we are already sanctified, why are we requesting on Shabbos? Because when you do a mitzvah, you have this encompassing light that afterwards comes in an inner way, like it says. Look, that Hashem has given you the Shabbos. That's what we're requesting, that this should come in an inner way. It shouldn't just be in a makif, but it should come in an inner way, and that's to make it good. That you should sanctify us with your mitzvos, mamash. So that's the behetivu of this candle of the mitzvos. And that's the concept of the candle, which of the mitzvos, which is 248 limbs, and also the 2 arms. So that's 250, the gematria of ner. So I guess the 2 arms might be correspond to the 2 arms we talked about before, the the 2 arms, and even the concept of chesed and gvura of atik that are melubush in Golgalt and Mochastima, perhaps. And look, this concept that this should be for you for tzitzis, Perish v'zachartim, is called mitzvah savaya chulu. You should remember all the mitzvahs of Hashem, man tizguru, in order to make it a zachar, the concept of hashpa from above to below. And again, the concept of the mitzvahs is beyond the order of creation, beyond mirov kol, greater than all the revelations and the pillars in the Garden of Eden. And with this you can understand that this third concept of vehetivos aniros, this is hamshacha from above to below, and the simcha that you have first, the simcha from below to above in vahalos, and that's Aaron. Then you have also the concept of vehetivo, a third level of above, the simcha from above to below. Kitzer, and now we have the kitzer. And this is also, so this is all a Haggah from the Tzemach Tzedek, starting from up here, and it goes all the way down until the end of the Ketzer. Ketzer, Shali, Yoskile Simchazu Zewaide Aaron. So in order to have this rejoicing, this is through Aaron, Shemam Shich Orav Simcha, that Aaron draws down this light and happiness, ki Aaron osios nira or, because Aaron is the same letters as to see light. And in this drawing down, you have these 3 concepts: yaroch, uvahalos, ubetivo, of setting it up and lifting it up and making it good. Bein b'ner Hashem nishmas adam, bein b'ner mitzvah, whether it's in the candle of Hashem is the soul of man, whether it's in the ner mitzvah, in the candle which is a mitzvah, b'nishmas adam yaroch hu marchilev. So in the soul of man, we talked about how setting it up is the orders of the heart, and lifting it up is rejoicing Yisrael in their maker, Beitivo, and to make it good, Yismach Hashem b'maisav, that's from above to below. Hashem's rejoicing in his acts and creations. But you also have the uniting of these 2 joys, Bechinas Zman, Simchasenu, the concept of the time of our rejoicing. Uke'inyan, Hischabru, Simchas Kala, Simchas Kala. Mesameach Chasanim Kala, you have the rejoicing of the Kala with perhaps the Chasan, or anyways, you have the rejoicing of the uniting the two Simchas in the Kala. Mesameach Chasanim Kala, to rejoice, to make the Chasan rejoice with the Kala. That's the Kala is higher than the Chasan, and the Chasan rejoices from the Kala, meaning to say that the Kala is lifted up to the higher level because of the great rejoicing. So that's the Zobi Tivo, that's the higher level from above to below. Ubener mitzvah yaruch machshav dibra ma'isa. So what is the concept of setting it up by the mitzvah, the candle of the mitzvah? So that's thought, speech, and deed. Setting it up with the thought, speech, and deed. Uvahalo simcha shel mitzvah, and elevating the mitzvah. That's the rejoicing in the mitzvah. Ubeitivu kachinu b'mitzvah zechad kanaga, and the third level in the candle of the mitzvah is making it good. So that's when we request that you should sanctify us with the mitzvahs, because we already said Asher Kiddishanu, but that's b'makif, but we wanted to come in Pnimis, like we ask on Shabbos, Kachinu b'mitzvah secha.